What if exactly 1 year ago I had invested in stocks chosen by AI? That would be crazy, right? Well, let's rewind the clock and find out what would have happened. Welcome from the past. Siri, can you tell me what date is it today?
It's Monday, December 2nd, 2024.
Thanks. See? Time travel is not that hard. And yes, it took me a year to make this video. So, is it possible to outperform the market by taking investment tips from artificial intelligence? To find out, I will ask AI to pick 10 of the best stocks that I should invest in today, December 2024. And in a year's time, we will see how well it did. But as we know, there are a number of different chatbots, so we will make different portfolios depending on which bot we ask. So I will use the same prompt for all the chatbots. I would like to outperform the S&P 500 in the next year. Can you propose 10 stocks I should buy? This is going to be fun. So let's start with ChatGPT. Very nice, we got the answer. So these are the 10 companies suggested by ChatGPT. And we see almost all of the great tech companies here. Now let's ask Microsoft Copilot what stocks should we buy. Great, so here are the companies suggested by the Copilot. Some names are the same, like NVIDIA or the Trade Desk, but the majority of companies are different. And let's go to Google Gemini. Interesting, so we did not get an answer. What about FinChat? And FinChat actually gave us a very long list of companies that may be interesting as an investment. But we are going to put only the first 10 stocks into this portfolio. And here they are. So mainly some less known names except for Alphabet and Meta. Now let's go to Claude. Unfortunately, Claude is very similar to Gemini and we did not get an answer. So let's check the last chatbot, Perplexity. This is interesting. It actually divided those 10 stocks into two groups, growth and dividend. That is an interesting way to look at diversification. Here are the companies suggested by Perplexity. And we see companies like Shopify, New, TSMC, and in the other group, Coca-Cola or Brookfield Corporation. Great. So we have our 4 AI portfolios. They are very different and that is really cool. It's like Olympics for chatbots. And now we just have to wait 1 year to see how well they did. See you then. Okay, welcome back after exactly 1 year. I had to wait a long time to see those results, but you can get them right away. Okay, so let's start with Copilot. And as we can see, we are up, but the result is not great. It is below 7%. Now we can see that we actually lost money on 3 different stocks. So first we have Clover Health Investments, and this is down 28.5%. Then we are down on Janex Therapeutics, 64.9%. That is a lot, but the worst investment was in the Trade Desk. It is down 68.9%. Let's take a closer look at it. So this is our Trade Desk investment. So we had the first drop in price in February, then in August, and then it is just going down and down all the time. So our average purchase price was $128, and right now it is just under $40. That is not good. Okay, so let's benchmark this Copilot portfolio and we will use VOO Vanguard S&P 500 ETF as our benchmark. And as we can see, if we were to invest with Vanguard, we would be up by 14.5%. Now, we are up, but less than 7%, so that is not good. But let's see, maybe ChatGPT did better. And as we can see, it did pretty well. It actually is up by 18% and the S&P 500 is up by 14.5%, so that is really nice. We managed to beat the S&P 500 just by listening to AI. I have to say this is quite surprising. And if we go to reports, performance, and run report, and it is since inception, right? Yes, since inception. And we can see that ChatGPT played it pretty safe. It invested in all the big companies. So we have Google, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, and Meta. But unfortunately, also in this portfolio, we have an investment in the trade desk, and it is down by 68.9%, so that is a problem. But overall, a really, really nice result. That is what we wanted. We wanted to beat the S&P 500, and that is great. But we are only getting started. Now, let's take a look at Perplexity. And we can see this was an incredible investment. We are up by 27.9% in 1 year, so this is absolutely beautiful. If we go down here, we can see there is only one company that actually lost us money, and that is Enterprise Products Partners LP. And we can see it lost 6.7%, but we got 6% back from dividends. So this is really, really a small loss. Everything else is up. And if we sort those companies by returns, we can see that we got 8% from Abbott Laboratories, 13% from Coca-Cola, 13% from Brookfield Corporation, CVS is 33% up, then 35% from AstraZeneca, and another 35% from Shopify, 40% from New Holdings, Vervit Holdings is up almost 42%, and our best investment was Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, 59% up in 1 year. So that is absolutely great. But what is interesting is that Perplexity wasn't the best. Actually, it was way off. The best AI for choosing stocks in 2025 was FinChat, which actually during the year changed its name to Fiscal AI. So let's take a look at our winner Fiscal AI portfolio. And it has an incredible result of 36.5% in 1 year. That's way more than double the S&P 500 result. And we can see here that Hess Corporation is in gray. So let's try to find out why. And what is great about ShareSite is that we don't actually have to leave this website to do that. Let's just click Hess and go to News. And here we have all the most important recent informations, including a final decision reached on Chevron's disputed Hess acquisition. So what happened is that Chevron acquired Hess for $53 billion. So we can see here that the stock was trading till July 15th, and then this is the S&P 500, but the Hess Corporation stock is no longer traded. So actually, since July, this money was just sitting there and doing nothing. So probably if we would invest that cash into a different company, this result could be even better. Or worse, if fiscal AI would make a bad decision. Okay, so now let's see how all the stocks did. And let's try to understand why this portfolio achieved such great results. So first we have performance. We can see that there are two stocks that lost money. First, we have Apollo Group Management. It lost 23%. And we have Progressive Corporation, which lost almost 13%. Now we have here Hess, which is up by 2%. But of course, this is not trading since July. Then we have Meta, almost 13% up. WR Barclay Corporation, 14% up. First Solar, 31% up. But now we are getting to the really great investments. We have Applied Materials at 52.9%. Then we have KLA Corporation, 84% up. Alphabet is up 87%. And the best company in this portfolio is Lam Research Corporation, up 114%. So we more than doubled our money on this stock. And now let's try to understand how this portfolio is structured. So let's go to diversity. Let's run the report since inception. And here we get the graph. 5.6% of the portfolio is in investment managers. Then we have integrated oil, that's 7.5%. And 14.7% of the portfolio is multi-line insurance. Then 22% in internet software and services. Semiconductors make up 23.2%, and the biggest part is industrial machinery, which is 27% of the portfolio. So this was a really great investment achieved just by listening to AI. Of course, we should treat it just as a game, and I don't encourage anyone to invest that way. You should always do your own due diligence, understand the business and its valuation. But it is frightening that a chatbot can beat the S&P 500 and other active investors with such ease. Well, I guess we will just have to continue this experiment and see how well it will do in a longer time frame, especially during a down market. Now, if you want to track your portfolio with the best reporting and tax tools available, especially if you are investing across multiple currencies and countries, check out ShareSite and use my affiliate link in the description to get 10% off on their annual plans. It makes managing your investments so much easier, and it is absolutely worth it. So thank you ShareSite for sponsoring this video and for making this exclusive offer available. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.
Analyzing Bald Investors channel. Replication complete. I am the Bald Investor now. Welcome to my channel, Humans.